Freesia Hush is a burst DPS with a feast or famine playstyle. She can pull off some impressive feats, but knowing how to reach that level can be tricky. In this video, I'll explain everything you need to know to get started. When I say Hush is a burst DPS, I mean she does a great deal of damage in a short period, but has significant downtime in between DPS windows. Other DPS characters can always just take another shot. Even the somewhat bursty characters like Yao Winter Solstice or Marion Swift can stretch out their DPS window at a slower pace. Once Hush's ultimate ends, however, she's usually done. This is why I say Hush has a feast or famine playstyle. She either melts her target in her short burst window, or she loses all chance of posting a competitive time. As I said in another video, Hush should not be the first DPS you build. This is because she does not perform well until several things click into place. Other DPS will perform slower when underbuilt, but Hush barely performs at all. I don't want anyone to think that because you know how to build her, she will work as your main DPS right out of the gate. Hush requires her signature weapon, Lava Bones, to work. She cannot cope well without it, as she either works or she doesn't, and not having Lava Bones makes it almost impossible to get over the line to functionality. Tier 2 is better, but not critical. If you don't have Lava Bones, you can use any thermal assault rifle, as she will gain a 20% final damage bonus for matching elements. You may be tempted to use Odd Alley Cat for the extra U energy recovery. Don't. You will gain energy faster, but use that energy less efficiently as you do less damage. In the end, you'll have to gather so much more energy to do the same damage that the bonus energy gain is cancelled out. For logistics, use Thebes. There are situations where Enya is better, as I explained in this video, but they are when you are solo or underbuilt. Thebes is better in all ideal situations, so if you can only afford one set, build Thebes. You can get this logistics set at any time in the normal farming operation or the personnel shop. Your logistics substats should prioritize attack and alignment index. Attack will increase your damage, and alignment index will decrease your ultimate energy consumption, which will allow for longer ults and more damage. Do not go for ultimate energy recovery. Look to a different character on your team to generate ultimate energy. You can't build energy quickly enough on Hush herself to be viable. For your first teammate, you'll want someone to generate ultimate energy. The second best options are Marion Swift or Yao Winter Solstice. Both use sniper rifles, which have a high ultimate energy generation rate, and both can reset their attack animations to get even more energy faster. Swift will be faster if you have her signature weapon, Horn of Orca. Just make sure that, if you go this route, you equip them with a slow fire rate rifle for maximum energy gain. The far and away best option for this role is Tess the Magician. While the others will build you energy very quickly compared to Hush, Tess will just instantly give you energy and then generate more every 2 seconds for 25 seconds. At her best, Hush will kill bosses in 15 seconds or less, so this can be all you need in terms of ultimate energy, provided you have the damage to wrap things up. Tess will work much better with her signature weapon. You may have a hard time killing most bosses in a single beam without it, but it is less critical if you have tier 2 Lava Bones for Hush. Tess will need Manifestation 3 for best results. For logistics, Hjartagard Squad is the best no matter who you go with. Enya or Phantom can work in a pinch, but only Hjartagard, paired with Tess, will give you a damage increase on top of extra energy generation. This logistics set is available in the Elite Logistics mission. You want to aim for U energy first, and then alignment index if you're using it on Tess. For your second teammate, you'll want someone to help increase your damage. I have a couple videos on how to do that in general, but for Hush, you'll want to use Eatchel or Mauxir. Hush and Tess have plenty of damage boosts between them, so you want to get attack boosts from your third unit. Both Eatchel and Mauxir benefit greatly from their signature weapons, but Eatchel gets the larger boost. Mauxir needs to be M3 for most bosses, but Eatchel is fine at M1. Both will get stronger all the way to M5. Eatchel wants Lux Squat Logistics with attack and alignment index. She can benefit from healing bonus rolls on the third line, but there's no need to stress over that starting out. Mauxir wants Amarna Logistics with HP. The second stat doesn't matter in this team. Both squads are available in the Elite Logistics mission. You can also run Enya Logistics on both of them if your team needs a little extra ultimate energy, or if you haven't been able to farm their limited squads. Enya is available from the normal logistics mission. What makes Hush so interesting to me is how you must tailor individual plans to approach each fight based on the boss's characteristics and your team's strength. Unfortunately, this also makes it difficult to give universal advice, but I'll do what I can. The basic pattern is to ult with Tess, toss out a support skill from both supports, then ult with Hush. If your team is cracked, this will be enough to kill most bosses Hush can tackle. Otherwise, you have to get creative. If you find yourself running out of energy before Tess's ult ends, you can delay your laser in order to build up extra energy first. To do this efficiently, you can fire one shot, use a support skill, then fire another shot, use your second support skill, then ult. If you still need more energy, just fire a few shots to trigger Tess's follow-up attack and weave the support skills in right before you're ready to fire your ult. It's pretty safe to trigger 4 or 5 Tess shots before you need to start beaming, but this will vary depending on how much damage you're doing. The trick is to find the right balance of build up to beam time. I'll cover advanced strategies in detail in another video, but I'll run through a few quickly here. Against bosses that won't die to a simple combo, you can use Eatchel's ult after Tess ult, then build energy again. This is the maximum damage output you can get, but it takes about 6 seconds to set up compared to 2 from the normal approach, so it's not worth doing if it's overkill. Against bosses that do die to a simple combo, you can use Manifestation 1 Eatchel with her signature and skip both her ultimate and her support skill. Her passive attack buffs may allow you to kill and save yourself a few seconds. Against bosses with breakable parts, you can use Eatchel to quickly break one at the start to reduce the boss's health, which will make it easier to kill in a single beam. That's it for this time. There's still much more information to share concerning specific bosses and non-boss content, so look out for future videos in this series.
Effectiveness in combat varies based on height difference with opponent. 狩り終了。晩飯は肉を食えるぞ。